Welcome to the Chronicles of a Christian Drama Queen podcast. I am your host and the original Christian Drama Queen, Lisa Ann Schaefer, and I am glad you are here. I can promise you that I know what it's like to think like a lover of Jesus, but live like a hot mess every day. So if you can relate, you're in the right place. Everything from the craziness of homeschooling my kids to overcoming deep wounds of abandonment and abuse. I want you to stay with me, sister. I have walked down those paths, and I've got decades of healing and hope that God's called me to share. Here we go. So for those of you who don't, first of all, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me. This is live. I'm doing a live podcast, and I didn't schedule it. I didn't plan it, and I'm just trusting God to do something with it. Okay. And he will. He always does. He always does. Think what you will. He always does something. So let's talk a little bit about what's been happening. So the Christian Drama Queen has started an outreach ministry in order to share a very difficult but redemptive message. I feel like God is really, really trying to do some things. And as I've realized that he's trying to do these things, I'm also painfully aware of the enemy trying to stop those things from happening and trying to discourage me from pressing forward. And the latest thing that is going on is that God has been connecting me with some amazing people, amazing people that are coaching me through some things that I just don't know or understand or have never been exposed to. And so while he's coaching me through those things, while God's coaching me, giving me all these connections and people that have ministries and my ministry overlaps with theirs, or people that just want to be able to get the message out there about redemption through the ability to forgive. Um, uh, I'm finding these things that are distractions, and I want to explain for other people to understand where some of these distractions, why the distractions. So you understand that not everything is an attack from Satan. That we live in a world where sin is everywhere. We commit it. The world is fallen. God created something perfect, and man screwed it up. And so that sin creates things like a body that decays, like natural consequences to poor choices. If you smoke cigarettes for 45 years, there's a chance you're going to get cancer. If you decide to live a promiscuous lifestyle, there's a chance you're going to get some sort of communicable disease. Trying to be delicate. So we live in a sinful world, and that means these bodies are just basically crypt keepers. They're just keeping us. They're keeping our souls strapped to the earth, but they are decaying. They are decaying. And so I expect that there will be some natural things happen to my body because I live in a sinful world, and I am a human being that's committed sinful things, done sinful things. I am overweight because of my reliance upon food to comfort me when I should have relied on God. I have I don't have any real health issues. I'm really very blessed for somebody as big as I am. But I live in a body that sin is decaying because I live in a sinful world. Okay. So in December, so now to connect all of this with the ministry that God has called me to regarding my redemption story and teaching other people or showing other people, especially people who've been abandoned or abused, how to find a place to forgive and to break the bondage of bitterness. So here's how this is all related. In the midst of God doing great and amazing things through this calling, through the connections He's given me, all of a sudden, things that are happening really rapidly, and it appears to be really rapidly, even though it seems to me like it's taken a while for me to get some clarity about it. um, in December, I got very sick with a virus. I had a rash all over my body. I mean, it was on my face, it was in my hair, it was on my feet, it was on my thighs, it was everywhere. It was not even really a rash, it was petechiae. I mean, I was had little bitty blood blisters popping all over my body. And some people have said, well, that could be because you had blood clotting or other issues. And so I was concerned about that. No, that's not what was happening. I had a virus, and it wasn't COVID, according to my physician. I had this virus, and I was really sick. I was exhausted. It took a long time for the petechiae to clear up, for the rash to clear. I mean, it took at least two full months. It took a long time for me to get some energy back. I went through Christmas just bleh. I mean, totally meh about the holidays, which is hard for me because I love the holidays. Anybody knows the drama queen knows she loves her some Christmas, right? But I had this illness, and it lingered and it lingered and it lingered. And I still have psoriasis on the scalp. Now, I have always had very, very thick hair. I have always been able to do whatever I wanted to with it. I've got perms, I've colored it, I've spiked it, I've gelled it, I've moosed it, I've wrapped it, I've tied it, I've bundled it, you name it, I've been able to clip it. I've always been able to do whatever I had with hair. Evidently, as a result of my illness in December, I am losing my hair. I am losing my hair. This is nothing. You should have seen what came out of it this morning when I just took a shower. I am losing my hair, and it is a result of the psoriasis that has lingered since I was sick in December. Um, and uh, and and so I'm doing some things. I'm gonna do some hair loss things, treatment things, natural hair loss treatment things that I believe will work and help and all of that. But it is a stressor. It is a distraction. It is something that is causing me to think about it instead of thinking about the path that God has got me on and the calling that I believe in the depths of my heart He has been calling me to do. And so I want you to know, sister or brother, I want you to know that if you're taking steps of faith and you are trusting God to move you forward, whether it's a ministry or your business or whatever the calling is, whatever the purpose is that He's laid upon your heart, I am here to tell you, you are going to get a distraction. You're going to get at least one. um, and my most recent one is, again, losing my hair. I barely touch it and it comes out. The wind blows hard upon this head of hair, and I lose some. And that is new. And that is new. And I'm so tempted to let it consume me emotionally. I've always had great hair. It's one of those things that people, they comment on my face. You can go back and find people commenting about my great hair on Facebook over the last 15 years. It's crazy. I've never had an issue with my hair. Now in the walk that I'm on, in the depths of a place where God is just pushing me forward with faith, act in faith, do this in faith, walk forward in faith, commit in faith, plan a retreat in faith, invite people you are total strangers in faith. Talk on the phone with a customer service representative today who is in anguish. God prompted me to talk to her about this painful thing, and I'm telling you, that was not a plan. That was an act of faith. I just felt like He was saying, I need you to open your mouth here. All right. So then I get So then I get to where I'm going. I stop in my car and I go, pull my hair out from the back of my shirt, and a wad of hair. I mean, a wad of hair comes out. Oh, I mean, you got to laugh. There is sin in this world. We are naturally, because we live in a sinful world and we live in sinful bodies and our bodies can only take so much decay, there is this distraction. And my new distraction is the possibility of going bald, which had never been an issue before. Why now? Why now? Because it would be so easy to languish in this little thing, and God is trying to refine me to the point that all of these shallow things are not important. They are not the important part. The main thing is to keep the main thing, not this main, but his main, as in the center, the purpose, the main thing. And it is so easy to let my new walk through hair loss be the main thing. And it is not the main thing. And I need my followers to hold me accountable to that. Because the more I look at this receding hairline and this big part that I've never had before, and the more all I do is barely touch this hair and it comes out in clumps, the more I'm tempted to worry about that. No, no, no. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And so I will keep pressing forward. I will keep doing the things that he has called me to do. And when you see me come speak at your church or at your retreat or sharing the redemption story or talking about God's goodness and the way that he can show us how to forgive those that have hurt us the most and restore relationships that have been so badly and horribly broken. When I'm talking about that and I'm bald, you will be able to say to me, look what you did. You step forward in faith and it's okay, right? It's okay. And it is okay. It's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. I promise. It's all going to be okay. Go to my website if you want to know more about me or the ministry of the Discarded Daughter Bible study, and share my story, share the podcast with people. God's doing something, even though I'm probably going bald. And I love you.